続きまして、Using Computers for a Better World と題しまして、Vantiq Inc. CRO ミゲル・ナッハよりご説明をさせていただきます。それではミゲルさん、よろしくお願いいたします。
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be presenting in English, so we should use the app to translate to Japanese. I'm very, very happy to be here today to share with you some exciting new technology. With the advent of new technologies like AI, IoT, edge computing, a new kind of application is being created today because we have all been using in the last 50 or 60 years applications that are mostly database driven applications. For example, you go to a supermarket, you buy this bottle of water here, and that transaction will be stored in a database. And maybe a week later, a month later, a year later, someone will analyze that transaction. That is called static information. However, life is not static. Life is a continuum. And we, in the last 50 or 60 years, we didn't have the technology to follow life on every aspect of life. A factory, a hospital, a army base, a retailer, and so on and so forth. So we have been using poor technologies, databases, to try to do what we need to do. But we are now living in a very lucky time, with great technologies available. And that's what we're going to be covering today. Vantiq saw everything I just described a few years ago and decided to have a company whose mission is to transform how the world operates through intelligent real-time applications. So, as I was saying, we now have a number of exciting breakthrough new technologies, intelligent cameras, AI, GenAI, IoT, edge computing, that enables us to create a new generation of applications. In reality, a revolution in computing is now taking place because the way computers are now being used is so different than the ways that they were being used before. That is a new revolution, is a new era in computing, allowing amazing new applications to take place, to be created, to help the world in a number of different areas. Actually, in all areas. Healthcare can be one, defense can be one, manufacturing. Everything that operates can be improved with computers. And that's what's so exciting right now. So this is just a small sample of some of the industries that are taking advantage of intelligent real-time applications. In the case of healthcare, for example, to help hospitals manage the process when patients get admitted, or to manage a patient when a patient is in a hospital bed, all sorts of different use cases. For manufacturing, to help the factory become more efficient, more effective, the employees more productive. For defense, to help when an enemy drone is coming, to quickly detect that and take an action, because sometimes things can happen so quickly that the human being itself is not fast enough to make a decision. You need a computer to help with that. So all these different verticals or industries are just examples of how they are benefiting from intelligent real-time applications. However, there's a problem. It's not only good news. There's one piece of bad news. The piece of bad news is that the requirements for such intelligent real-time applications are completely different than the simple requirements of our database client server old style application. They are much, much more complex. For example, for intelligent real-time systems, you need to be able to integrate all sorts of devices, intelligent cameras, IoTs. Sometimes you want to integrate your own legacy applications. Sometimes you want to integrate to external systems. For example, like the police, like the weather systems, like the hospital, like fire department, and so on and so forth. So the ability to integrate any and all systems that your business requires is absolutely critical. Number two, orchestration. Now that you have a ecosystem consisting of hundreds, thousands of different nodes, you need a system that can orchestrate all the nodes as time flows. In other words, to make sure that every node knows what every other node is doing in order for the system, again, we're talking about real-time systems, to be able to perform in harmony. So orchestration is a completely very, very important technology that is required. Intelligence. In reality, very few applications requires only one AI. Most applications require a number of different AIs, different agents, and you need to be able to integrate all those different AIs inside your your application in order to perform whatever your business needs to execute in an intelligent manner. For example, just as an example, in a hospital, you may have an AI to monitor, the leg, or to track the body of someone, a different AI to track a different organization in a hospital, and they all need to be talking between themselves, between these different AIs inside the application, so everything can be executed flawlessly. So AI integration is also very important. Agility. We're talking about very complex applications, but companies need to be able to quickly create those applications. No one can wait 2, 3, 4 years for them to be created. So a low code or no code development environment to provide the agility you require is also essential. The other technical requirement is enterprise grade applications. When you're dealing to manage to help a factory in real time, or to help a hospital in real time, or to help a retailer in real time, you cannot allow that application to crash. So reliability is absolutely important. Scalability as well. You may have, just as an example, 100 cameras now, and you may grow to 20,000 cameras in the next 12 months, for example. So you need to be able to scale the application as your business requires. And of course, the application must be secure as well. So enterprise grade applications. So those are the requirements for intelligent real-time systems. So let me give you an example. Picture a patient in a hospital bed. The patient is connected to all types of sensors. So data is happening in real time, not 6 hours from now, right now, from many different sensors, and you are continuously analyzing nonstop every piece of data to see if there are anomalies with the patient. For example, if the blood pressure is up or if he's reacting badly to a medicine, whatever the situation may be. So continuous analysis of all the data that is happening in your application in real time. And as I said before, all of these being orchestrated to result in intelligent actions out of the data whenever an event happens. So, welcome to Vantiq. Vantiq is a platform that was created with a goal to help you with real-time applications, intelligent applications. All those requirements that I described in the previous slides are available at Vantiq out of the box. So picture this. Once you start using the technology, you automatically have orchestration. You automatically have the ability to integrate systems and the devices and whatever needs to be able to be integrated. It's already enterprise grade. So you focus mainly on your business logic. Just to show you a comparison, one of our customers, they decided to initially test with a different technology, in this case, AWS. They got 8 products from AWS. They thought that by gluing those 8 products, they would see the results of intelligent real-time applications. But one thing they forgot, the requirements I mentioned before, the orchestration, the integration, and in the end, they failed. And once they used Vantiq, in 2 months only, a POC was already up and running naturally. Okay. So some use cases. I'm gonna go quickly on this one because I know Entity Data is here today. The Resilio is already using Vantiq for disaster management system, and which we're very proud to be partnering with the Resilio for this project. It's an incredible project. Again, I don't want to steal the next presentation, so bear with us, and Entity Data will explain that in more detail. This one is in Saudi Arabia. The Wall Street area, the financial area of Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia, needed to be monitored. The government of Saudi Arabia decided to monitor their financial district, which is called King Abdullah Financial District in Saudi Arabia. So Vantiq is partnering with NEC in Saudi Arabia and in Japan as well to be able to develop and deploy the entire monitoring and management system for the CAFTA area in Saudi Arabia. So in other words, we're helping the world becomes more secure, safer, and better. This one, now let's jump to Texas, United States. This one is in Texas, the first intelligent freeway in the world. Intelligent freeway. Imagine this. You have cars connected, via V2X to the freeway. And once an accident happens in the freeway, the system automatically will help the driver decide for alternate routes. The idea is to provide the drivers, the communities, a better experience in the freeway, to minimize traffic jams and things like that. Again, imagine a world where now you have a friendly transportation system, freeways and streets and things like that. This example here is in healthcare. When someone gets hurt, there's a wound, and there are hundreds of thousands of different types of wounds. And this company here decided to create a wound management system based on AI, actually based on many AIs. So when the patient arrives in a hospital, it detects what kind of wound the patient has and automatically helps the patient be diagnosed and treated very, very quickly. So AI helping in healthcare. This one is in the United States, a city in the countryside in the U.S. that they decided to monitor an area of the city for a number of different reasons to make sure that no one breaks and no one steals a specific part of the area. So again, we're using intelligent cameras, IoT devices connected to police, connected to fire departments to make sure that the area is safe. And the area, after 2 years, we are saying the area is very safe. So it's what we expected to work. It's working out very nicely. So as a summary, Vantiq will help you create systems to make the world better, happier, safer, more efficient, more productive. In other words, a better community all around. So we're looking forward for this event. Thank you for your participation. And I'll be outside if you have any questions. Thank you very much.
ミゲルさん、ありがとうございました。どうぞお席にお戻りください。